I'm Kate Abdo. What a night to be alongside an Arsenal legend, Thierry Henry. At the end of the desk, once a young Arsenal fan, now a Manchester City ambassador, Micah Richards. And between them, tonight's voice of neutrality and reason, Liverpool's Jamie Carragher. Yes, here we are.
Well, honestly, can we just say last night was terrific.
Brilliant. Yes.
One of the best nights in Champions League I think we've had. The only negative, and I don't want to put a negative on it, is both matches were played at the same time.
Do we want to lodge an official complaint?
Yes, UEFA. We need to speak to UEFA, don't we?
Of course we do.
Yeah.
But we're big friends with UEFA, aren't we?
Very big friends.
So,
really
not too many complaints.
No.
But just a suggestion.
And Micah, let's start with you again, shall we? Big day for you today with both of your teams playing. Who are you more nervous for, Manchester City or Arsenal today?
Early dig.
Early dig. Come to me first. I'm saying both teams go through, and I'm saying it with my chest. You know what I mean? If I'm wrong, you know.
That's a big chest.
But, you know, I'm backing my teams today. I'm nervous, but I've got to back my teams.
What are you guys going to talk about if the English teams go out next week?
Wow. Grelly, you're better than that. You know that. You are better than that.
I was going to say, Jamie, to be fair, when it was I can't remember what World Cup it was, one of the World Cup squads anyway, and I got called up, you were the nicest one to me out of all those players there. And I'll never forget that. I said, like, Carragher was always the nicest one to me out of all of them there.
That is definitely
nice.
not true.
Jamie was the nicest.
I've
always said that to people.
You know why, Nige? And you know why that was? Because you found it really tough when you struggled, didn't you? Only joking.
By the way, I don't like you sitting on the fence, mate. Pick a team. Who you got your heart in more for? Pick one.
Come on.
Don't sit on the fence, geezer.
Nige. Good question.
Pick
What
one.
do you mean, pick a team?
Who do you want to go through today more? Pick one.
Before the end of the night, I'll pick a team.
There we go. Look at that. The truth's come out.
And I've only been Pep's favourite so far. That was the only person who picked me when we asked.
That's good enough.
And Luis Enrique picked you last night.
You picked Jamie.
Oh.
He went from you to Jamie.
You used to be the most popular before Kate.
You was up there.
And then what happened?
But have you had some dodgy moments?
I'm working my way back up.
You're 4 for 4.
Why do you think Erling Haaland, for the size of him, almost doesn't like physical contact with a defender?
I didn't like it. It's the same, and I'm not small. It wasn't my thing. I wasn't a Drogba, I wasn't a Viduka, I wasn't a Shearer. I don't think he's that type of guy that will go and play with like that, but you need the bare minimum, being able to control that ball. And I think with his frame, obviously he's a lefty, so he will go that way. If you put that distance with your body, here, and by the way, if you're close to the box, it's a simple touch here to shoot. If you're not close to the box, you invite your team in. Wherever you lay the ball off, obviously, when the ball comes, if you control it with your left, obviously, because he's a lefty, then you can play with your winger on the side over there and go into the box.
Oh. And on that note, back to you, Kate.
Thank you. That was good. Interesting. Thierry, how do you feel?
Good.
You do?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a somber night for Premier League football, would you say? Arsenal out, Manchester City out?
Yeah, but, you know, it's about winning it when you have Real Madrid on your way. Obviously, Man City managed to do it last year. The year before, on the way, Real Madrid beat every single team from the Premier League. So it is what it is. You know, I think for me, it's not so much of a Premier League thing or not. So as you can see, you have 2 German teams there, a French team and obviously a Spanish team. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, on the night, and I know Man City had the ball and they were pushing and this and that, but the way they played defensively, Real Madrid, is just astonishing. And I know, yes, they had one shot on target, that was the goal, but City don't have a lot.
What did you think of the young man's performance?
It was outstanding. His capacity and ability to just bail you out of any problem. If you can't just pass the ball out from the back. He just takes it and beat 1 or 2 men. And that has nothing to do with your tactic. That's just him beating people and beating the line. So you can go up and play. He has that capacity. You know, we're not going to comparing to Eden Hazard, you know, the capacity to and our ability to, you know, to see. And I mean, his ability and me seeing what he was doing when I was a coach with Belgium. At times, you just give the ball to Eden. Or if you give it to Musiala, he will bail you out in the way that he plays, especially when we all know at that moment that game was nobody wanted the ball. It was kind of weird. He wanted that ball at his age. He was turning, not being shy, asking for the ball, keeping people away with his body, the way he was controlling it and going forward with it. So, you know, that's second to none when you're in trouble in a game and everyone is kind of hiding, not wanting that ball.
What do you think is missing for Arsenal?
Well, putting the ball in the back of the net, but today there wasn't a lot of chances to do that. I do think that the two goals at home were soft to concede, and we all know if you do those mistakes in a Champions League, you're gonna pay the price. Today wasn't good enough, I would say, but I don't think it was much into the game. You could see that the two teams, and I mentioned it so many times, didn't want to lose the game, like they were not really going for it. It was a moment of, I would say, of bad defending for me, not only from Martinelli, because it did work at the beginning on one. I will put Tomiyasu also in that, not covering his centre-back and closing that line, but that's a different ball game. I just think that at one point, I said it before, you asked me so many times, as an Arsenal fan, do I think that Arsenal could win the Champions League? Yes, because that's hope and wishing. Do I think after that we could, if I take my Arsenal hat away from my head? I said it so many times, when we play 3 games a week, we struggle. And so maybe it can be a good thing now that we're out for us in the Premier League. But like I said, are we equipped to play every 3 days?
I think the 2 games tonight shows exactly what we all say here every year about the Champions League is not just about ability, it's about a mentality as well and a belief that you can do it. I don't believe that Bayern Munich are a better team than Arsenal. And I don't believe Real Madrid are better than Manchester City. But we are talking about a team who have never won the Champions League in Arsenal. And we're talking about Manchester City who've won it once. Real Madrid have won it 14 times. Bayern Munich are on, I don't know exactly, 6 or 7. They just feel like they're supposed to win European Cups. You know, I don't think Arsenal actually went into this tie believing they could get through. I always believed Bayern Munich would beat Arsenal just for the fact of the mentality, the size of the club and the history of playing in the Champions League.
Micah might be a bit upset with that result. You got a message for him?
Yeah, he's still meant to be wearing the Madrid shirt after the little wager we had, so I'm disappointed not to see that. Hopefully we'll see it for the semi-final.
OK, Real Madrid in the semi-finals. You know what that means, Micah? What do they say? Full kit?
Oh, I can't say the words. You're really trying to get... You're still...
I'm joking, man. Are you going to be wearing full kit?
I'll wear the shirt, but it's got to do my celebration.